Good morning. Welcome to the online classes of Trivedi Memorial Senior Secondary School. Today we are going to start English Reader Book for Class 8. The first unit of the book is Care and Concern, and the section 1 name is The Women on Platform number 8. We will go through the chapter and we will complete along with the exercise after we complete the reading part. Now here is a boy named Arun who is standing on the platform waiting for his train to arrive. Let's start the chapter. It was my second year at boarding school and I was sitting on platform number 8 at Ambala station, waiting for the northern bound train. I think I was about 12 at that time. My parents considered me old enough to travel alone and I had arrived by bus at Ambala early in the evening. Now there was a wait till midnight before my train arrived. The first paragraph itself tells us that it was the second year of Arun in boarding school and he was waiting at platform number 8 at Ambala station, where he arrived earlier traveling by bus. And according to him, he was around 12 years old. Now, are you all alone, my son? Asked a soft voice close behind me. I looked up and saw a woman standing near me. She was leaning over, and I saw a pale face and dark, kind eyes. She wore no jewels and was dressed very simply in a white sari. Now, a woman, stranger to Arun, wearing a white sari, having kind eyes, pale face, came to him and asked him, "Are you all alone?" And Arun was shocked to see someone asking this question. No. He answers, "Yes, I am going to school," I said, and I stood up respectfully. She seemed poor, but there was a dignity about her that commanded respect. Arun answered, "Yes, I am going to school," and he stood in respect to the woman, even though she looked poor, but still with dignity, Arun stood up. I have been watching you for some time," she said. "Didn't your parents come to see you now?" Arun is asked that whether his parents are with him, and the woman was watching him for quite some time. "I don't live here," I said. "I had to change trains. Anyway, I can travel alone." Now he says that he don't live here and he had to change trains. Anyways, he can travel alone. "I'm sure you can see," she said, and I liked her for saying that, and I also liked her for the simplicity of dress and for her deep, soft voice and the serenity of her face. Now she says, "Yes, I agree, you can." And she was very simple, and Arun liked her deep, soft voice and simplicity of her face, the kindness of her face. "What is your name?" she asked. "Arun," he said. "And how long do you have to wait for your train?" she asked. "What's the time of arrival of your train?" "About an hour, I think. It comes at 12 o'clock. Now here we get to know it's about an hour for 12 o'clock. So they are talking around 11 o'clock. "Then come with me and have something to eat." Now she offers Arun some food. I was going to refuse out of shyness and suspicion, but she took me by the hand and then I felt it would be silly to pull my hand away. I looked up at her again. She must have been over 30, but had she been 50, I think she would have looked much the same. Now here, he was going to refuse, but he was unable to do so because the woman holding Arun's hand took him with her to the station dining hall for some food. And Arun says, even though she was 30, I think if she was 50, then too she would have looked the same. The kind, the gentle, very simple women. Now, she took him to the station dining room, and ordered tea, samosa, and jalebi. At once, Arun began to thaw and take a new interest in this kind woman. She questioned him quietly from time to time, but preferred listening. She drew him out very well, and he had soon forgotten that they were strangers. Now, here she ordered tea, samosa, jalebis, and they both were talking to each other. Now Arun started taking interest in the women, and very soon they became very familiar. They were no more strangers. And even though in actual they were strangers, they didn't think about that. And after a lot of conversation also, nor the women, neither Arun, they both didn't ask even about the family or where they lived. Now, she didn't ask me about my family or where I lived. I did not ask her where she lived. I accepted her for what she had been to me, a quiet, kind, and gentle woman who gave sweets to a lonely boy on a railway platform. Now Arun says, I accepted her like the way she was, a quiet, kind, and gentle woman who gave sweets to a lonely boy at the platform. Now after some time, they walked back together in silence until they reached the place where Arun had left his suitcase. Now they moved back to the place where Arun left the suitcase, and one of his school fellows, Satish, a boy about his age, had turned up with his mother. They, Arun and Satish shook hands, and then Satish turned to his mother and said, "This is Arun, mother, one of my friends." He introduced his mother to Arun. "I'm glad to know that," said Satish's mother, a large imposing woman. She looked at the woman who led my hand and said, "I suppose you are Arun's mother." Now she asking the women, "I think you are Arun's mother." And Satish's mother was very imposing, that is showing off a lot. She was wearing jewelry, very beautiful sarees and everything else. Arun tried to open his mouth to make some explanation, but before he could say, the woman replied, "Yes, I am Arun's mother." Arun was very much shocked after listening to this answer, and when he looked towards the woman, he found that the woman was not embarrassed and was looking at Satish's mother continuously. Satish's mother said, "It's such a nuisance having to wait for the train right in the middle of the night." Now she says it's why nonsense to wait for a train in the midnight. But one can't let the child wait here alone. These days one has to be very careful of strangers. Now she says nobody should leave their child to wait here alone, and these days we should be careful about the strangers. "Arun can travel alone though," said the woman beside me, and somehow I felt grateful to her for saying that. I had already forgiven her for lying. Besides, I had taken an instinctive dislike to Satish's mother. Now Arun started disliking Satish's mother because she was again and again saying the same thing, that we should be careful of strangers and nobody should let their children travel alone. Now the women there said that Arun can travel alone, and Arun, listening to this, was very grateful to the woman. "Well, be very careful, Arun," said Satish's mother, looking sternly at me. "Be very, very careful when your mother is not with you. Never talk to strangers." Now, again, Satish's mother, giving some advice to Arun, again said, "Don't talk to strangers. Stay away from strangers when your mother is not with you." Now, Arun looked from Satish's mother to the woman who had given him tea and sweets. Then he looked back at Satish's mother. Now he was looking at Satish's mother first, and secondly towards the woman. "I like strangers," I said. Looking to the other woman, Arun said, "I like strangers." Satish's mother definitely staggered a little, as obviously she was not used to being contradicted by a small voice. Now Satish's mother was a bit angry because she was not expecting such answer from a small boy. "There you are. You see, if you don't watch over them all the time, they'll walk straight into trouble. Always listen to what your mother tells you," she said, wagging a fat little finger at me, "and never talk to strangers." Now, because she was very angry because Arun gave her some reply she didn't like, she said, "There you see, you have to watch these children nowadays all the time, and if you will not do so, they will walk into trouble directly." And she again, fingering towards Arun, says, "You must listen to your mother every time." The station bell clanged, and the people who had till now been squatting resignedly on the platform began bustling about. Now the station bell clanged, that means station bell rang, and the people who had been waiting now began bustling about, means started to move towards the train. The train moved slowly into the station, the engine hissing and sending out waves of steam. As it came to stop, Satish jumped onto the footboard of the lighted compartment and shouted, "Come on, Arun, this one's empty." I picked up my suitcase and made a dash for the open door. Now when the train arrived, Satish jumped to the footboard, that is stairs of train, and said, "Come Arun, that's empty." And Arun picked his suitcase and left for the open door of train. We placed ourselves at the open windows and the two women stood outside on the platform talking up to us. Satish's mother did most of the talking. We both were sitting towards the window seat and we were looking outside, but Satish's mother was doing all the talking. I was smarting under the patronizing tone of Satish's mother, who obviously thought mine a very poor family. I did not intend giving her other women away. I let her take my hand in hers, but I could think of nothing to say. I was conscious of Satish's mother staring at us with hard, beady eyes. I found myself waiting with a firm, unreasoning head. The guard walked up the platform, blowing his whistle for the train to leave. I looked straight into the eyes of the woman who held my hand. She smiled in a gentle, understanding way. I leaned out of the window then and put my lips to her cheek and kissed her. Now, when everything was going on, that is Satish and Arun were looking outside and Satish's mother was talking to him. Arun looked to the other woman. The other woman was holding his hand and he was confused. He didn't have any words to talk to the other woman. Now the guard walked towards the platform, blowing the whistle so that the train could move, to give the indication for train to move. And the other woman smiled in gentle, understanding way, and I leaned out of window, look out of the window, and to put the lips on her cheek and kissed her. That is, kissed the woman. The carriage jolted forward and she drew her hand away. Now the carriage of the train started moving forward and she took her hand away. She pulled her. "Goodbye, mother," said Satish as the train began to move slowly out of the station. Satish and his mother waved to each other. Now Satish said goodbye to his mother and waved hands to each other. "Goodbye," I said to her, and the other woman said her and to the other woman, "Goodbye, mother." Now Arun saying goodbye to Satish's mother and goodbye, mother, to the other woman. I didn't wave or shout but sat still in front of the window gazing at the women on the platform. Satish's mother was talking to her, but she didn't appear to be listening. She was looking at me. As the train took me away, she stood there on the busy platform, a pale, sweet woman in white, and I watched her until she was lost in the milling crowd. Now Arun says I was not shouting. I was just sitting still in front of windows, looking at the women, and the same woman was also looking at me continuously. Even though Satish's mother was trying to talk to her, it appeared that the woman was not listening to her. And after some time, I watched her. I continuously watched her. After some time, she was lost in the milling crowd, in the crowd of the platform. Now, students, this was the story written by Ruskin Bond. Abridged means this is some part from the story written by Ruskin Bond. This is the reading part we have completed. Now we'll move on to the questions. Now the first one, read and answer. Why was Arun alone at the station? Because his parents thought that he was old enough to travel alone. What was Arun's first impression of the lady? The lady looked very calm and soft to Arjun. Sorry. The lady looked very calm and soft to Arun when he first met her. Describe what happened in the station dining room. Both Arjun and lady had samosa jalebis, and as the time passed, Arun felt comfortable with her, even though none of them asked about the family of each other. Moving on to the next part, think and answer. Which of the following qualities of women impressed Arun? Kindness, conversation skills, politeness, sense of humor. Arun was impressed with her kindness as well as politeness, as when she was talking to Arun, she was very gentle and even offered him some food to eat, and while talking to the other women also, she was very gentle. Why did Arun agree to go with the women? Because the women took Arun with his hands and Arun thought it would be silly to pull back his hand. So he agreed to go with the women. Why do you think Arun found himself hating Satish's mother? Because Satish's mother was rude to him and also thought that Arun is misbehaving with her when Arun replied with the answer she was not used to. Moving on to the last question of this section. Why did Arun end up calling the lady mother? Because Arun was moved with the kindness and politeness that women showed, and also he was very much comfortable with the way she took care of him just like her real mother. Now, reference to context. We have to read out the sentence and answer accordingly. Anyway, I can travel alone. A part. Who said this and to whom? Arun said this to the woman. B part. When and where did the speaker say this? The speaker said this when the women asked him about why he was alone on the platform. Now C part. Why did the speaker say this? Because he was going to travel alone even though he knew that he had to change 3 trains. Now the last question of this chapter, the D part, that is what happens after this. The woman smiles and agrees with him and asks for him for some food after a few questions. So students, that was the first section of Unit 1 of our English Reader book. That's it. We'll meet you in the next video. Thank you.